the shocking truth behind election corruption they desperately don't want you to know. As Canadians head into the 2025 federal election, many are finding themselves caught up in a swirl of misinformation, misleading narratives, and conspiratorial rumors about the integrity of the process. Under Prime Minister Mark Carney's leadership, this election has sparked a significant amount of myths and rumors, falsehoods that threaten to undermine public confidence and sow distrust in Canada's democratic process. These rumors are being shared across social media, through word of mouth, and even through some mainstream media outlets. But let's set the record straight. In this post, we will expose the shocking truths behind these myths and arm Canadians with the facts they need to make informed decisions. It is critical for voters to understand the election system, the safeguards in place, and the real processes behind our democratic system, so they can participate in this crucial election with confidence. Let's dive into some of the most common myths surrounding the election process and debunk them once and for all. One of the most persistent myths in Canadian elections is the claim that Elections Canada uses pencils with the intent to allow someone to erase your vote. According to this theory, someone could theoretically erase your pencil mark and alter your vote, thus subverting the entire democratic process. The truth: the reason for using pencils has nothing to do with manipulating votes. It is a practical, cost-effective decision. Pencils don't dry out. This is a significant advantage over pens or markers, which can dry up if not used regularly. Since Elections Canada must provide writing utensils for everyone, pencils are ideal because they don't need to be replaced and can be stored for years without issues. However, voters are free to bring their own writing utensils, pen, marker, or even a Sharpie, if that's your preference. Many polling stations even hand out Sharpies specifically because they are smudge-resistant, ensuring your vote is clearly legible. Moreover, the paper used for the ballots is not ordinary paper. It's designed to resist tampering. The unique paper blend ensures that even if someone tried to erase a pencil mark, it would be nearly impossible. So, rest assured, there's no conspiracy involving pencils. It's simply a practical choice that helps ensure the integrity of your vote. Another myth that's gained traction suggests that after voting, the ballots are secretly counted in a closed-off room with no transparency, and there's no way for anyone to ensure the count is accurate. The truth: ballots are counted manually by election officers in full view of scrutineers from each political party. Scrutineers are individuals who monitor the process to ensure the count is fair, transparent, and accurate. Anyone can volunteer to be a scrutineer and witness the counting firsthand. There's no secret agenda here. Every vote is counted in the open, with party representatives present to ensure fairness. In Canada, election integrity is a priority. One reason the ballots are counted by hand is to avoid any potential tampering through electronic systems. Paper ballots are auditable, meaning they can be cross-checked against other data sources if needed. There's no hidden room where ballots are being secretly altered. It's all done in public, and if you're ever concerned, you can volunteer as a scrutineer to ensure everything is handled correctly. Given the advancement of technology, many people wonder why Canada doesn't use voting machines to speed up the process. After all, machines are often seen as more efficient, right? The truth: Elections Canada deliberately opts for paper ballots rather than machines due to security and integrity concerns. While machines may seem faster, they come with risks. They are vulnerable to malfunction, hacking, and other technical issues, all of which could compromise the accuracy of the results. Paper ballots, on the other hand, provide a verifiable and auditable record, ensuring every vote is counted as it should be. The hand-counting process, although it takes longer, adds an extra layer of security and transparency. It's done in full view of scrutineers to ensure there is no tampering. In contrast, machines could malfunction, miscount votes, or be hacked. For the integrity of the election process, the decision to stick with paper ballots is not about inefficiency, it's about ensuring security and accuracy. A dangerous rumor that has been circulating is that Prime Minister Mark Carney is manipulating the location of polling stations to suppress votes, particularly in certain areas or ridings. The truth: Elections Canada is completely independent of any political party. Carney, Poilievre, Singh, or any other political leader has no control over polling station locations. If polling stations have been moved or consolidated, it's likely due to redistributed riding boundaries or the tight timeline of a snap election. In a snap election, Elections Canada has limited time to secure polling venues, which may result in polling stations being relocated or consolidated. Additionally, riding boundaries have changed in certain regions, such as Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia, due to new population data. These shifts may mean longer travel times to polling stations, but they have nothing to do with political manipulation. It's simply a logistical necessity. For those concerned about polling station locations, Elections Canada provides an up-to-date directory of polling stations on its website. It's always a good idea to check your polling location ahead of time to avoid any confusion. There's been talk about some voters receiving 2 voter information cards in the mail, with some alleging that this could be a form of election fraud. The truth, Elections Canada has acknowledged that this is a known printing error in certain ridings. The cards are not ballots, they are simply a confirmation of your registration. If you receive 2 cards, it's just a minor administrative mistake. These cards are not fraudulent. Voters are encouraged to either destroy the duplicate or bring both cards to the polling station. An election official will then ensure that one of the cards is voided. Rest assured, this error will not affect the legitimacy of your vote, as the cards are not ballots, and they are simply used to confirm your registration status. The 2025 Canadian federal election is shaping up to be one of the most important in recent memory. Under Prime Minister Mark Carney's leadership, the Liberal Party is facing increasing pressure from the opposition, especially from Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party. Issues such as economic mismanagement, rising living costs, and growing national security concerns are front and center. Foreign interference is another major issue in this election, particularly through platforms like WeChat, which have been used to sway the opinions of voters in Canada, especially in the Chinese diaspora. While the government has made some efforts to address this, many feel that the issue hasn't been taken seriously enough. Election Day is just the beginning. Voting is the most important thing you can do, but it's only the first step. Once you cast your vote, your work isn't over. Get involved in the election process, volunteer with your local party, and help spread the truth. Encourage your friends and family to fact-check the information they hear and to stay informed. Misinformation is dangerous, and it is up to each of us to combat it with facts. Canada's democratic system is resilient, but it requires active participation to ensure it remains strong. Stay informed, stay involved, and most importantly, make your voice heard in the 2025 election.